Welcome to another episode of Ethnicity. I'm Stephen MacArthur Brooks.
And I'm Lamori Chenoweth. We have a very informative and enlightening show for you. We'll deal with our university's budget cuts and the potential impact upon students, staff, teachers, and administrators.
This is a very trying time economically for our state and also our university system. Our first guest is CSUN President Adam Cronitz.
CSUN presidents usually only have one term. Adam's unusual for student body president because he's serving his second term.
Correct. Without further ado, let's welcome our CSUN President, Adam. Welcome to the show,
Adam. How you
Thanks,
doing?
guys. Good to be here.
Okay, so you've been on the forefront of student demonstrations against budget cuts. What can you tell us about it? Like, have any actually taken place?
There's been a lot of people involved with that. I think if I was just to take credit, that would be a big disservice to a lot of people who've been involved. But for the last 18 months or more, we've really tried to have a big outreach campaign with the community at large, the student body, all different aspects of campus. Faculty have been involved, and I think that we've had a really positive impact. We've seen the original proposals of budget cuts be reduced. We're still facing some very difficult circumstances, but I think we've seen some positive developments, and it's going to be incumbent upon us to continue these efforts for the long haul. It's going to be a marathon, and we got to keep it up.
Definitely. We had out on the way to school all the time, on my way to classes. I always see you guys rallying out there, What is that basically the purpose of that for, and what are you trying to get across to our students?
I think all of us would agree that college students in particular, have been known to be really apathetic, particularly at UNLV. That's the common perception as well. We get our bills paid for by our parents, and we're just kind of here for the ride, and that's really not true. I think you guys would be good examples of that, and I'd say the majority of students are the contrary to that common perception. And so we're trying to show passion that we really do care about contributing back to the state in the long run once we graduate, and that we're going to keep our eye on this situation as things develop.
Yeah.
Do you think that perception has to do with us being in Las Vegas?
I think so. I think Las Vegas gets denigrated to a certain extent unfairly because of where we are. And, you can gamble, you can go out all night and all those sorts of things. But in a way, we should utilize some of those things that are unique to our area and incorporate that and really showcase that those are positive things in many ways that we offer that other areas don't even have anything to comparable to that.
Yeah,
definitely. To overlook at, Lamore is a junior, I'm a senior. How is this budget cut going to affect us, maybe the next semester or this semester in general?
The most difficult situations in terms of tuition increase, class reductions, potential program eliminations, a lot of that's going to come online in the fall. We don't know yet what the extent of program reductions / eliminations are going to be,
right.
But those decisions are going to be most likely made in June at the Board of Regents meeting that'll be taking place at the beginning of June. Between now and then, we actually have a special Board of Regents meeting that's scheduled in April, and they're going to begin to talk about and consider different tuition increase models, how they would incorporate that new tuition revenue to try to lower the reductions that would normally impact some of the academic programs. So let's say like sciences, they'll try to see what would be incorporated in terms of a tuition increase to try to limit the number of programs that would be affected in, let's say, sciences or engineering or whatever else would be up on the table for consideration.
Okay. I don't know how accurate this is. I'm in the film department, but I heard rumors about the theater department getting put on the chopping block.
There was a list of 20 programs, the famous list now that came out about 10 days ago that listed the top 20 most expensive programs. And if I'm not mistaken, they arranged that list according to the number of students in each program and then dividing the amount of dollars that go in each program divided by the number of students. And they got the per student amount of money that it costs to run the program. I wouldn't single out any particular thing right now because at this point it's speculation. A lot of the programs on there I doubt would be severely affected because they are just so integral to the way we are as a campus and our culture and how we operate. And so I really wouldn't want to start any undue panic before we know what exactly is going to happen. That will be another month or a little more before we start to get details about that.
Do you know what they base it on? Like which classes they're going to cut and why? Because like if they keep the department, how do they decide, well, we're not going to do with this class anymore? And
I think part of that, a good deal of that will come to sort of
Students.
individual that's teaching the class. If it's a full-time faculty member, a tenured faculty member, for example, from my understanding, there's much more restrictions in terms of affecting that individual and laying them off. You can't do that. There's certain restrictions in giving them proper notice and things like that. Part-time instructors are much more susceptible for reductions, and in many ways that has been the area that has